Well, it's happened again, folks. It's happened here again in the land of exceptionalism. Right here. Again. Of course, I'm talking about the mass murder of innocents in Lewiston, Maine. A nice town, little city really, full of decent, hardworking people. I spent a lot of time in my very young youth growing up around there. My father was a career Army officer, and we spent every August when we were on the East Coast up there with his family. And it's hard to imagine that it happens anywhere, but it's especially hard to imagine it happening in a little place like Lewiston. So in Lewiston the other night, it was just a nice night. The other night, a few of the folks loaded up their kids and headed for youth night at the local bowling emporium. Others decided to go hang with some friends for a bit and talk about sports and cars and sports and family and sports and their dogs and more sports. Nearly 24 won't be going home again after their night out with their good friends and family, after enjoying their kids having fun. Or maybe they were enjoying a beer in a neighborhood tavern. Nearly 24 have had their lives shattered by high-velocity rifle bullets fired from a weapon of war by a mental patient friggin' maniac. So the usual, I should say, morally bankrupt crap has already started coming pouring out of the MAGA Nazis. Our shiny, brand new, still in the wrapper, got that new speaker smell, the Speaker of the House, has decreed this morning that it is too early to talk about it. Boy, there's an oldie and moldy for you. Too early. Wow, I haven't heard that one in years. Of course, he also sends his thoughts and prayers, but also in the same breath, he says that nothing will change, nothing will be done. You know why? Know why? It's easy. The problem, according to this genius, is the human heart, not the guns. Guess they don't have hearts in places like Britain or France or Germany or Poland or Latvia or Greece or Italy or Japan or off and on. Just us. Yeah, we're all hard, all right. And then once again, as part of the ritual, the stats are brought out and read aloud. 87% want background checks. 83% want red flag laws. 90% want waiting periods. 89% want gun show loopholes closed. And last, but certainly not least by any means, 85% want an assault rifle ban. That's right, a complete and total ban, like there used to be when I was a kid. So count me in on that. We don't need those things in our streets. Hey, and I like to shoot, believe me, and I'm very good at it. I grew up on Army bases, shooting in competitions at NRA ranges on most Saturdays. I had a wall full of medals and awards for marksmanship. I was good. But that was way back when the NRA was actually trying to make America a better and safer place. Not the NRA of today. No way. So then the big question is, why is nothing done? Why do we look like fools in front of the rest of the world, not only for the gun violence, for our inability to get the majority viewpoint across to our politicians? Aren't they supposed to be representing us? I mean, isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Why are the politicians able to thwart the obvious will of the overwhelming majority of citizens? If I knew the answer to that one, I'd be rich and considerably more famous than I am now. I do believe, however, very strongly that the rise in political violence, the recent one, can explain a large part of it. Remember way back to last week when the Congressional Crown Car was running around trying to find a speaker, and again embarrassing us in front of the entire world? Well, many of those representatives in Congress and some of their staff, many, reported that they or their wives or their families or spouses were physically threatened for not supporting Gymnasium Jordan. Physically threatened with violence. In 2023. Well, I guess what's old is new again. And hey, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can also watch the political rants on YouTube video by going to Gary Talks Truth on the YouTube and check it out that way. So thank you, and I'll be back in a minute.